好啦，今日咧就係藍天雪地嘅特別節目。咁咧就今日有個呢張台有4個人嘅，咁啊比較特別嘅一個 couple 嚟嘅，就我啦，
係有我 CK 啦
，CK 啦，跟住咧就有呢條咁嘅仔，就係我哋又唔好咁講，你好大紅人嚟啊，大佬阿 Penny 啦，同埋咧阿 Penny 帶咗個朋友上嚟咧，就不如你介紹啦。
好啦，咁佢就係效力緊而家東方乙組，嚟緊會升上甲2嘅 Bryant Austin。
係啦 ，Bryant，welcome to our program。
Thank you。
OK， 咁我哋就會而家咧就將，你知我哋其實係多才多藝啦，講英文唔係問題啊，係咪先？我哋3個都英文好掂咯，聲嘅。咁我哋而家就會將
Wilson 唔係我哋，
就會將成個對話咧變咗英文嘅。咁我睇下點樣，我哋會將因為我呢個節目咧就應該會擺喺 YouTube 咧，同埋會出埋字幕嘅，但係都係出英文。跟住 ，OK，we turn to the multi-language. We try to make this interview in multi-language. We try to fix Austin, and we are very good in English. Okay, or we are. Okay.
Oh yes.
Yes. Okay. Firstly, welcome again, Austin. You are our guest here, and we are very happy to have a conversation with you today. And since this is the first time I heard about your name, actually is from Penny.
Yeah.
And this is a really how to say, a very explosive news to the local basketball league that a team invited 2 foreign players to play in the league, which we rarely can see in the local basketball league. Okay, maybe I think firstly, we would like to know more about your background. Maybe can you introduce something about yourself, or maybe how did you start with basketball, and how did you become a basketball player?
Okay, so you want me to start a long time ago?
Long time, yeah. We want to know as detailed as possible. Yeah, we have a lot of time, plenty of time.
Okay, well, I started kind of late, so I'm what we call a late bloomer. I didn't really play organized basketball when I was young, but I always loved it. I started organized basketball when I was probably 8th grade. So around 13 years old, I started to learn how to play as a team.
This is already late.
Yeah, it's late. Yeah, late for.
What is the average age did the people in U.S. start playing with basketball?
Average age would be a little bit younger than me, so around 10, but a good age is to start earlier. Now kids are beginning to start around 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
So they already got a head start on people who start later. So I was one of those kids who started a little bit later. I didn't get opportunities to play team basketball. My family moved around a lot, so that was a problem. I finally did begin to play, and I fell in love with it. I played 2 sports at first, and then when I was in high school, I played 4 sports. So I was playing basketball, I was running track, I was playing football, and for a season I played volleyball.
Wow.
So
you really have 360 athletes, right?
Yeah. So I did a lot, but basketball stuck with me because I put a lot of work in it. It's one of those sports where you can play on your own. So like with football, you have to have a team. You have to have equipment. But with basketball, you can go out to the court and just shoot by yourself. And that's where I found myself a lot, just shooting by myself, working on my game alone.
So that's why you fall in love with it.
Exactly. So after high school, I pretty much had opportunity to go to a few schools that I search for myself, actually, because my parents didn't really know much about getting scholarships for basketball and things like that. So I went to school, I got my degree, had a pretty decent career in college. After college, shopped around for some professional opportunities, but it was kind of difficult for me to get a job out of college because instead of going directly to play professional basketball after college, I decided to go back and get my degree. Because after 4 years, I wasn't done with my degree. I had to go back for a 5th year. So after my 4th year of playing sports, I could have tried to go play professional basketball, or I had a decision to go back. And it was clear decision for me to finish and get my degree. So just in case basketball didn't work out.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice. At least you have some, I can say that a backup plan for you,
exactly.
or maybe after your career in basketball. But so what makes you want to be a pro basketball player?
I think that there's a combination of a few things. I think that first of all, it was a childhood dream.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I remember the very first time I saw a basketball game.
When was it?
I was living with my grandfather. He gave me a videotape of Magic Johnson.
Oh,
Magic Johnson.
It was always Showtime. And I watched that video over and over and over and just fell in love with it like it was a cartoon. I was very young at that time.
Could I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Where do you live in US? So Los Angeles. So your grandfather will be the fans of LA Lakers. So there must be some reasons behind that.
Behind Lakers?
Yes.
Oh no. I think that he had several tapes. He just decided to give me that one just so I could be quiet, I guess. But that's what happened. But I grew up in Ohio. I spent a lot of time in LA as well because my grandmother lives in LA. So it's kind of a coincidence that I became a Lakers fan, and all because of Magic Johnson, actually. So it's a combination between loving the game as a young kid, and then as I begin to get older, I see that other kids love the game just as much as I do, and then they look to me and they say, okay, he's good, he's getting better. So I want to help them. So it's a way of giving back. So the better I get, the more I'm able to teach others. The higher I get in the game, the more money I make, the more I can give back to kids and people who were just like me at one point.
I see. But how do you train up your skills? You have your own coach, or you just learn the skill during the training in the school with the team?
It's a lot of working out with a lot of different people, a lot of different coaches, and a lot of time by myself. It takes somebody to be able to teach you, but it also takes you to have the dedication to go home and work on it on your own. So I've had a lot of coaches, from coaches in the NBA, coaches in the NBA D-League, coaches in high school, college, some of my best coaches that pushed me. My coach last year in the PBL, Mark Anderson, was a very good coach. Quincy Simpson from when I played in the ABA, my coach who's now an assistant coach with the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA. So
you learned it from many people.
Yeah, many people. So all those coaches, Dwayne Tickner, Greg Radar, who trains me, my trainer when I'm back in the States, he trains me and a lot of other big-time players that play overseas and play in the NBA. So I give credit to those people, but I give a lot of credit to myself for putting in a lot of work because I'm very competitive and I hate, to see other people get better than me, and I hate to lose. So yeah.
But how hard do you train in the past time? But because I heard that some people may train just like what we know is all about maybe some NBA star like Kobe. He trained from
4
maybe
p.m. every morning.
4
a.m. Yes.
Starting from 4 a.m. to maybe to evening to dawn. And how hard do you train?
I train. I think to some people I train insane. Like they look at me and they think I'm crazy because sometimes I can't sleep at night, and I just get up and if I have a gym then I go. I feel like that's the reason I can't sleep because I need to get better. So sometimes it's like that, and then when I work out, sometimes I'm working out 3 times a day, if possible 4 times a day. So sometimes it's very intense when I'm in that mode, in that week or in that month of I need to get better, I need to improve something. Then it's very intense. Sometimes for 3 hours, sometimes for 4 hours. But sometimes it's light. Sometimes you don't have to kill your body to get better. So sometimes it may be some yoga, some stretching, a lot of mental work. It's not always physical work. A lot of watching film, watching myself, watching other players, watching game film. So it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, you have also to learn how to relax your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I try to focus a lot on that more than the physical aspect of it. I try to get stronger physically, but what I learned before, like especially when I was in the NBA D League, that it's a lot about your mental approach to the game, your confidence, that type of thing.
I see. Another question for you is that you have been playing in many different competitions, right?
Yes.
So can you maybe briefly introduce what kind of competition or leagues did you play before, no matter in U.S. or in any other countries?
Yeah. I've played in the U.S. and man, I can't. I've played in, of course, college, high school, pro basketball. I've played in the ABA. I've played in the PBL, which is the Premier Basketball League. I've played in the NBA D League. I've played in Israel.
Oh, I see.
And I've played here. So yeah.
Okay, which league or competition impressed you the most until now?
The NBA Development League impressed me the most. It is, to me, I've seen and I've played against NBA guys, so I believe that it's very close. I think that it is NBA in my eyes. It's just not the names, not the money. So guys in the NBA, they work extremely hard, and guys in the NBA D League, I think, may work harder because they're trying to get to the NBA.
Yes.
They don't have that money, they don't have the luxury to relax, so they're really hungry. So it's kind of cutthroat in the NBA. Every man for himself. It's tough, and that's what I liked about it.
But since I think CK, you said that you also
yes, because I watched the movie of Jeremy Lin before.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
So he told us that in D list everyone compete together, even though you are teammates, you compete
against
together.
Each other, yeah.
So is that occurring in the D list?
Of course, yes. It depends sometimes who your coach is, but a lot of times there's a good coach. But even so, when there's a good coach, everyone is fighting because it's a job. You have to do your job to the best of your ability, and on top of that, the goal of everyone in the D League, hopefully, usually, is to make it to the next level, which is the NBA.
Yes.
So you have to perform at a high level. Not necessarily you don't want to take away the shine of your teammate selfishly, but you want to make sure you shine as well.
Yes.
So you can get a job, and so you can feed your family.
I see.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe try to dig a little bit deeper about the D League, because I've also seen that movie. That actually, how many games how long did you play in the D League?
I played in the D League for about 3 months span. I was injured. I broke my thumb the day before training camp, actually.
Oh, I see.
So I was inactive for quite a bit of the season. Then I was reactivated, and then I was deactivated again because of the same injury.
Oh, I see. So actually, how long is the season for the D League?
It's around 5 to 6 months.
5 to 6 months.
Depending on playoffs, so around 50 games.
50 games.
Yes.
So I can see this is as harsh as the NBA games,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
You have to fly all over the American, different states, and maybe have to play a few games a week, right? So, but what did you maybe learn, or what you get from D League?
I learned about what we call like the grind, like not taking a day off, no days off, because if you do take a day off, somebody is going to take your job. So while you sit around, someone else is getting better. And I learned that fast because when I was with the Mad Ants in the NBA D League, I was playing with a lot of veterans, older guys, and I was the rookie. So I had to look at them and see what they were doing. And a lot of the older guys already know the ropes. They already know they can't take breaks, or they will be sitting at home with no job. So I learned that. I learned from that whole organization of the Mad Ants how to do business off the court. So when I did decide to play overseas, or if I made it into the NBA, I was already ready. So I had a great coach in Dwayne Tickner, like I said, who's now with the Memphis Grizzlies. Jeff Potter, who's our president, Steve Ganzi, assistant coach, and John Ziglis, who was the owner. They really brought me in and made me feel welcome and taught me how to be a professional basketball player, how to be patient, how to do things from a mental aspect and not just dominate by being physical, by being jumping high and having crossover moves and things like that. So yes.
I see. So even this is talking about a 3 months game, but there's so much to learn and gain from that time, right?
Yes.
So what about I've also heard the name of ABA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a name which I know before the D-League, because D-League is just a new developed league, maybe for last few years.
Yeah, five or 6 years.
Yeah, 5 to 6 years. Before that, the player who can't go into the NBA, they will mostly play for ABA, right?
Correct.
So, can you tell me something about ABA?
The ABA in the past was very competitive. Like you said, it was the second best thing to the NBA, and at one point it was probably better than the NBA because some of the greatest players played in the ABA. Nowadays, it's a little less because the NBA is so popular, and on top of that, you have the NBA D-League, which is taking up all the shine. The rules are a little bit different in the ABA. The ball is different, of course. And it's a little less competitive because there's not so many prime-time guys out of Division I schools like Miami and Duke and North Carolina. So you get some guys that have played top schools, then a few guys that have played in the NBA, but mostly guys from small schools, guys trying to make it overseas, to play overseas. So some guys have aspirations to play in the NBA D-League and NBA, but most guys just want to play well there and then go to Europe.
No, I see.
Yeah.
I see. How long did you play in the ABA?
Just 1 year.
Just one year.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I heard is that you have been keep yourself playing in some competition. Maybe not the toughest one, not the NBA, but at least you keep yourself playing.
Correct.
Can I say that is this good enough to keep yourself playing in those competitions? Because I don't know how many people want to play basketball in US, right?
Yeah.
And maybe this is not a easy thing to the people to keep playing in some competitive game or put themselves in the lead. How do you say about that?
I think that for me, I have a goal that I'm going to reach no matter what. That goal, if it happens to land me in the NBA, then I'm happy with that. I'll thank God, and I'm overjoyed that I made it to the NBA. But I'm happy where I am now because I worked hard to get here, and I know 1 million people in the U.S. and all around the world would love to be where I am. So I appreciate it where I am now. It may not be the NBA, it may not be the top of basketball, but I love where I am. So my ultimate goal is, like I told you before, is to help as many people as possible that were once in my shoes. Kids who want to be a great basketball player, and then kids who want to help others. So that's me right now. Me playing basketball, giving back to kids. So that's my goal. And as long as I can continue to play in any league, in any level, as long as I'm not starving, then I'm gonna keep doing it.
Okay. You remind me something about living or being a basketball player. Okay, playing in something like ABA or D-League. Can you really, as I know, what we can see right now, all the NBA stars, they earn millions a year, right? Okay, yeah. So I have no idea. Is this a very different payment from NBA, different from the D-League or ABA? There is a very big difference, right?
In the U.S., yes. A very big difference. The NBA D-League they pay well, but not compared to the NBA. No, in the ABA, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Is the payment good enough to feed your family?
In the D-League, yes. I can feed my family in the D-League, but in the ABA, no. So
I see.
So I know that for just what you said in D-League, the mentally is more important than the physically. So do you get any mentally support from your family, your friends when you're in D-List? Because always you compete with others, you feel tired, unhappy. So what is the mentally support from your family?
My family was everything for me. When I was in the D-League, number one, I told you I got hurt. I broke my thumb. I thought I was going to get cut and released from the team completely, and I was just going to be at home, sitting at home. But luckily, the Mad Ants, they loved me because they saw that I worked hard and they kept me, and then they reinstated me. So from my family, I got a lot of support, just telling me to keep going, don't give up, that type of thing. And then when I began to play, I'm so competitive of a player and I work so hard. I think that I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to play. And I kind of understood why I wasn't playing because I was young. So I kind of got down on myself sometimes. Like, I wanted to play because I put so much time into this. I want people to see, my work. See, I want kids to be able to see. I want my family when they come to the games to be able to see me succeed in the game. So my family knew that they still came to the games even though I wasn't playing, even though I was on the bench. Even some games I didn't even get in the game. I didn't even have a sweat, but they came and they supported and they clapped and they took pictures with me after the game like I just hit the game-winning shot. So that meant the world to me.
I see. Yeah. I see. I think this is very a tough road to go to be a pro basketball player, right? So do you ever is there ever a second you think about quitting from basketball to be a basketball player? Because as you said, you finish your degree course in college, and actually you have options, right? You have options. And do you ever think about you just don't want to play anymore?
Of course. I think that it doesn't matter what the job is. Jobs are jobs. Basketball is just, it's just another job. Just another way to feed my family. So just like if I'm working in a factory or I'm working for Apple or I'm working for some big time company, people go through the same things. It gets to be over and over. You do the same thing over and over. You kind of get tired of it, or it kind of gets difficult at times. And sometimes you're like, maybe I want to change. So sometimes you go through those times, but for the most part, I fight through it. So after something may happen where I'm not playing well, I may be like, maybe I should try to be a lawyer, or maybe I should try to do something like this. But it's only a brief second. Then I snap out of it. Then I'm back like, I've been doing this for so long, I might as well finish. So that's my approach to it.
I see.
Every job has its ups and downs. This is just another job. So.
I see. Because sometimes I just think it's just very difficult to overcome some problem like that. If you are not playing good, your coach just keep you in the bench. It's very discouraging, and I think you at least I think you put a lot of effort to to play as well as you can. So that's why you can still be a basketball player right now. I think this is what the young people should learn from you about the attitude, the passion of a basketball. Okay, but do you ever think about playing basketball out of America? Since you play before you come to Hong Kong, you play in Israel.
Yes.
Right. What makes you to play in Israel? Really?
Well, before I transferred after my first year in college, I decided that I wanted to play professional basketball. Before that, when I was in high school, I just loved basketball. I really didn't imagine myself in the NBA. I don't know why.
You just want to play?
I just love basketball. I just love to play. I just love to win, that type of thing. So after a few years in college, then I started to see, guys are going to the NBA, guys are going overseas to play, guys are making a lot of money and making a living at this. So after my second year in college, I really sat down and thought like, hey, I can be a lot of different things in life. I have a lot of different talents, but I can also play basketball, which I've loved from the beginning. And the thing about my decision to play basketball was that basketball doesn't last that long. The average career in the NBA is around 4 years. So, after 4 to 10 years, you really, you can't play at a high level anymore. So
right.
Some players overseas may play for 10, 15 years, but on average, the body can't take that much beating over so many years. So I decided that since basketball doesn't last that long, why not go after it very hard? And then when it's over, when my body can't do it anymore, then I can do anything I want. So that was really my decision. So while I was in college, it was either that, either push to get into the NBA, and if that doesn't work, then go overseas and play, which statistically, the average player who plays overseas can make more money than you do in the NBA on average.
Sure.
The stars make a lot of money in the NBA, but there aren't that many people playing in the NBA in comparison to playing around the whole world. So you have a better chance as a basketball player to, especially in the U.S., to go into another country, into Europe, into Asia, into Brazil, that type of thing, South America, to play for a team across the water.
So the team from Israel, they just come to U.S. and pick the players, or you apply to be a member of their team?
Sometimes they pick you. Sometimes they knock on your door. They call you. They email you because they've noticed you. They either noticed you in high school or they noticed you playing in some league. So sometimes an agent may contact you like, hey, I want to represent you and I want you to play in this league because I can get you in the NBA or in the NBA D League or overseas. So sometimes they contact you, and then a lot of times guys are the ones contacting the teams because they have dreams to play. So they'll contact these teams, the team owners. They'll contact the D League and say, hey, I want to work out for you, or I want to come to a tryout and I want to play for your team. And that's usually how it works.
I see. As I know, you have several agents which is now working for you, right?
Yes.
So, actually, we have no idea about this system.
Yes.
Since I don't think we have agents in Hong Kong. Maybe some are very limited. So how did they work with you for your career or basketball?
Well, some people have agents that they sign with, like they actually pay them to find them jobs.
I see.
And then if you're really lucky, you have guys who are agents but who are great guys who are looking out for your best interests, like want you to get a job. So you don't have to sign them. You don't have to pay them to find you a job. So that's my situation. I have several guys who want me to do well because they've seen my body of work. They know who I am as a person, and they just want to see me do well. So of course, when they get me a job, they get a percentage of that, and rightfully so. They should, but they don't demand that I pay them to find me a job. They just find jobs for me that fit for me, and then I pay them. So that's how it works.
Oh, I see. So I have been thinking about to be an agent. Because I missed the opportunity to become an athlete. Okay, I tried to think about to be an agent, but because I saw a sort of movie about the agents, they can earn a lot, really. Yeah. So I'm just.
You must have saw Jerry Maguire.
Yeah. Tom Cruise, right? Yeah. So I'm just curious what they're really doing with the players, with the industry. Anyway, maybe before we take the break, for the first part, how about Penny and CK? 你哋有冇咩問題呢?
So, do you have any idols in NBA?
Idols?
Yes.
I wouldn't call them idols. I don't have any idols. I have some guys who I like to try to model my game after. My favorite player in the NBA is Kobe Bryant. But unfortunately, he's injured right now. But after Magic Johnson, of course, Kobe Bryant took over, and I'm a Lakers fan. But even though I'm a Lakers fan, I just love how hard Kobe works. Even more than how he plays, I love his mentality. Because I understand the game, and I understand that you can't always dunk every time, you can't always do flashy things, and you're gonna miss a lot of shots. So the reason why I love Kobe Bryant is that he'll miss 7 shots, he'll miss 8 shots, he might miss 20 shots, but he's going to take 21, and he feels like 21. That shot he takes is going to go in. So he feels like every shot is going to go in no matter what, and that's what I really like about him.
So luckily I didn't tell you I am the fans of LeBron James before, so you may not answer my question anymore.
But you know, I'm a fan of LeBron as well. You know, when I was in high school, I was a really die-hard LeBron fan because I loved his power. I loved his athleticism. But as I got older, I really began to get technical with my game, like working on my head fakes and my jump shot. And LeBron didn't have that early. He was all dunks and flash, and Kobe was really technical with his footwork. And that's why I really appreciate Kobe more than I did LeBron. But LeBron has gotten a lot better. And I'm a LeBron fan as well, but I would prefer Kobe.
Okay, thank you.
How about Penny? Any question from you?
Do you remember which one is your first basketball shoes?
My first basketball shoes. Actually, I do. My first basketball shoes were in the 3rd grade. They were Penny Hardaway's. Yeah. So my.
That's why Penny loves you so much, you know.
Yeah, I still have a picture with those shoes on. I used to love Penny Hardaway when he was playing with the Orlando Magic. I had a little Penny doll. So those were my first shoes.
I see. Okay, you got your answer. Yeah. You got your favorite answer, right? And that's why you call Penny.
Yeah, because I like Penny Hardaway.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. 我哋休息一節之後咧，我哋再翻嚟。Okay, we take a break now.
Good.